I got all kinds of aunties and uncles now that I hook up with seeds, and they got a little plant in the backyard.
Yeah,
And I heard, I don't know who to attribute it to, but they had said, popping a seed is a hopeful endeavor.
Yeah.
Because there's no guarantees, and you put this little seedling in, and you get it wet, and you hope it sprouts, you hope it germinates, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But just starting with that premise, that it's a hopeful endeavor, that's kind of a cool thing when you think about it.
Either way, Masonic Smoker Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got my co-host Frank today, and we got a big special guest today, old friend of mine. Been knowing him for almost 4 years, 5 years it feels like. Big OG, my OG, Big Rasta, Kaya in the house.
Big ups, big ups, big ups.
What up?
Roots in the house.
Roots are in the house.
Yeah.
What I like. I don't know if you watch how any comedies or anything, or like Netflix or anything like that. But there's a show from the UK called Phone Booth, and there's a scene from it where a guy he's like imitating that he was born in Africa, and for like a good 3 minutes he's just doing what is it called? Patois? Am I fucking it up?
Patois,
Patois accent, and it is honestly one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen. And it's pretty.
Frank
good.
made me watch it.
I made everyone
Frank
watch
made
it for like a
everyone
solid
watch
2
it.
weeks.
We had a store full of like 20 random customers, and Frank made everyone watch it.
And by the way, it's a weird thing to make everyone watch, because either people are like, "Oh, this is pretty funny," or people are like, "What the fuck is this? Is he laughing because this is funny, or is he laughing because of racial undertones and it's very uncomfortable right now?"
It is.
But,
Don't be appropriating the patois.
Yeah, I know, but it was very, very funny. I was like, "God damn, that's just so." I was like, "This is." Mwah. That was good.
It makes me think of when I go to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's Hawaiian, but I'm a haole,
Yeah,
And
no, I get you.
I really couldn't understand. I tell her, don't leave me in the room with Uncle Aldo, because he tried to talk to me, and I couldn't understand the pigeon. It took me a while to pick the pigeon up. Now I understand the pigeon, but can I talk to pigeon? Mm-mm. I'm not allowed to talk to pigeon, but now I got to pass. I can talk to pigeon. Yeah. To certain uncles and stuff, but I just wouldn't do it at a party.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy to watch.
They don't look kindly on that.
Oh, of course not. No, I went to Hawaii for a little bit, and I was lucky that one of the guys that showed me around was like born there and for his whole life, and he showed me. But it was very cool. He took me to the spots and to see everybody speaking pigeon. You're like, oh shit! I had some of the best poke I've ever had in my whole life.
Bomb.
Oh, dude, it was one of the best.
I've yet to have poke. Am I missing out on poke?
You've never had poke?
You like raw fish?
I like raw fish.
You like sushi?
But I'm like, I just don't nilly-willy eat raw fish. Like, we got one ceviche spot. That's the only one we go to.
If you like raw fish, yeah, dude.
If you like ceviche, you'd like poke. It's like, and they do it different styles, so you can get like with avocado or different sauces.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get in on some poke.
Some people do it sweet, some people do it like spicy or just like tangy. It's nice.
Yeah, that's my wife's favorite.
Yeah, Hawaii poke is different than oh god, what's the other types? I might be high.
No, they serve it at different spots.
Yeah,
the Hawaiians got their own style.
Yeah, Hawaiians got their own style for poke, and everyone does it differently, but it's like sick.
This is like, I think I've had like something like that before for sure.
Like they cube up the tuna.
Yeah.
And then they'll have it some kind of nori seaweed,
like avocado in there sometimes.
They can put avocado in it. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I fucking love. Dude, now I just I want to go back to Hawaii. It's so sick, bro. They had what's it called? They're yokomokos.
Locomocos.
Yeah. So I went. I got a.
That means crazy.
Locomoco is a bowl of rice with a fried egg on top and then some brown gravy.
Oh, it's so good.
And
I'm not big on eggs.
It's grinds. Dude. Oh, I skipped the hamburger, fried egg, and then the gravy.
Before we get too off topic, I'll give you one very embarrassing story about when I went to Hawaii. You know what I mean? Like, I'm browner, you know what I mean? So like when my wife's family goes, it's very like Haole Central, right? Everyone immediately makes fun of them. Me, I can sometimes go undetected. You know what I mean? If I keep my mouth shut and I'm just like chill, people just assume like they're like, all right, maybe he's not like
the Mexicans at the cup.
Right, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're just like, all right,
I don't know, bro. You got a big beard.
Hilarious. Yeah. If I shave, I'm very like inambiguous. I could be a lot of things, right?
Yeah, right.
They don't have much hair in Hawaii, I'm guessing.
So in Hawaii, the supermarket poke is like so good. It's on par with like a lot of. It's just better than a lot of stuff.
Is it because the fish is better out there?
I mean, everything's just
they're
fresher.
buying it. They're getting it local from the spot,
and everything's just fresher, right? So I was like so stoked, and I got there, and I was like, "Hey man, is your guys' poke stop?" And the way this man said, "We don't open for another hour. Read the sign." He said it so loud and so direct and stern that he made it clear that everyone around me could tell that I was not a local. And I was just so embarrassed. I went back in the car and just sat there. He was like, "Read the sign." He's like, "We start serving at noon. It's an hour." And I was like, "All right." And I just like walked away all like shell shocked. I felt like such a dick.
Yeah, listen, it's a different pace over there.
Yeah.
Like if you go into a restaurant, don't come over there like expecting like you're getting service.
No.
You know, be grateful that somebody's there to serve you.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, and honestly, people need that a whole bunch anyways. But
No
over
doubt.
there, they'll let you know. They're not afraid. That's their spot. It's their culture. They're Kuleana to hold that up, and they're not afraid to do it. They got
That's what-
signs. They got
Yeah.
they will put proper signage.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
proper signage. You just gotta not be a stoner.
But Auntie ain't afraid to check your ass
Yeah,
either.
dude, it's so funny.
What
so
what do
great.
we have
Yucks.
here, Kaya?
Oh, this lovely display.
What are you? What'd you bring, man?
I brought the little root shirt. So the classic root shirt.
All right.
If you're tapping in with my seeds, we always try to put one of these in the packs.
Hell yeah.
This is my boy Adam Hand. He's the guy that did lots of work with the Borough Derby, and he's been doing our clothes for years. And this is the we just won Moth, the Melting of the Heads event up in Mothership Studios.
Hell yeah.
Actually took first and second in the melts category with our Hammer
Ridiculous.
Hammer and Pink Lemonade.
Ridiculous.
And
really good. hash,
I
by
met
the way.
Evan Shore up there, and so we did this banger collab. Well, it's a Slurpee, he calls it.
It's a Slurpee.
And
A
it's
Slurpee.
a Slurpee, and it is fully worked top to bottom. You can get these on his website or tap in with me too. Those are really dope.
Man, what did they put in this tea I drank, Diana?
Why, are you sleepy or
Oh,
hot?
I feel like I'm on crack or something,
Eyes
bro.
twitching.
Wait, are
Your
you
right
are you
eyeball
like
is
up right
twitching.
now?
I just feel really uneasy.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah,
You're good. You're good.
Is it a lot of sugar? Because I
my
got the sweet
God.
one. What'd you get?
It's really floral. It's like if I drank a Bath and Body Works.
Jesus.
Yeah, you're looking a little peaked.
We've also been doing a lot of dabs
I
today.
didn't do a lot
You
of
didn't?
dabs.
You guys
No,
got
he
me
was chilling.
fucked
He
today.
was chilling.
Jesus
I think
Christ.
your friend, what's his name? Oh, this is a very nice gentleman that I was talking to the whole time. I'm so high I forgot his name.
The Kraken?
I think
Nah,
so.
he was hanging out with the Beard Gang.
Yeah.
Northwest-
Beard Gang.
Northwest Beard Gang.
Northwest Beard Gang. Yeah. They did the Sasha Dash. That was fun. He got me really lit as well.
Yeah, those guys smoke a lot.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, that guy.
Those
That guy
guys.
probably melts more hash than anybody I know.
Jesus Christ.
He brought me, he was like, hey, can I recycle? I'm like, no, we can't really recycle. He's like, well, just take these back. I think he just wanted to show me how much he had. And it was literally like a garbage bag full of fucking
And how much does that
expired
equate
jars. Man, I don't even want to say on it.
Yeah, I had to like start whenever I go through jars
Gnarly.
in front of my wife. I'm like, ooh, I have to like. throw that shit.
I don't collect them at all, so there's never any question.
Hilarious.
I get rid of the evidence.
I feel bad when I come home. When I come here, and he looks at my bag and he's like, "Oh man, this was full, and I gave it to you." And I was like,
Yeah, when he came here, he was dabbing like a little smidget here and there, and then
He's globbing.
he's on a sick one now.
We'll have to fill you up one of these dope alchemy jars with some hash and leave it with you.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so we got the cool alchemy jar as and this beautiful chalice from Scott
can I
Deppe.
pick this up?
Of course.
see.
Yeah, look at that
I
beautiful
wanna
deal.
smell it
Mothership
up.
glass, shout out.
Damn, dude, I've always loved Mothership glass. Even as like, I remember I would get super stoned, and I was really into weed porn on Instagram. You know what I mean? Where they were doing like
The milk
micro,
shots.
like dabs,
Milky
and, like,
bong
yeah.
hits. Before people were really
No, dab
dabbing
rips, yeah.
the bong rips, you know what I'm talking about, where
Yeah.
they had like the new fandangled
Yeah.
deals, and it was like
It was all
milk.
clean. You could see
Yeah.
straight through it and
Oh,
watch it burn.
man.
Yeah, I used to love watching
Yep.
that. But the Mothership, the way they would do their stuff and just the different like buckets and the way they would like you could roast a bowl and hit the dab.
So
I would. Love
I remember
that
when
shit.
the buckets came out, I didn't know anything about expensive glass or anything. I grew up on China glass at the fucking swap meet. And I remember going to a High Times, one of my first High Times or Chalice or something. And I'm like, oh, there's that Mothership thing that I see on Instagram. So I go up to like potentially purchase one.
Yeah.
And it's-
everyone
it's-
has that feeling.
And
dog.
it's just a bucket. And they're like, that's $600. And I'm just like, I just turned around and kept pushing.
yeah,
'cause
you're like, oh, I love Mike. You do the like, you check your pockets. You're like, oh, I gotta.
you get
Where's
it.
the ATM?
I'm more of a $20 China bucket man at the time, you know.
You
Now
were chazzing bangers left and right.
now I got the Legends of Hash Toro Terp Slipper at the house right now, you know. We got
Right?
a little
Ooh,
better
yeah,
now.
yeah. We hydrate.
We worked hard for that. I seen that. That's what made me do that. You know, the whole turnaround. That's what made me do that. I'm like, man, we got to change this.
Yeah.
I should be able to purchase that.
Right.
Being a steward of the plant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we want to participate.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
here we are 5 years later. Toro Legends of Hash Slurper.
Yeah. Oh, it's a cool one too.
It's a big
And we got the
one.
matching ball.
Yeah.
The homie from that's been helping him out over there hooked us up with the balls. Is it Emilio?
It's East Coast Westaban.
Esteban.
Yeah.
Esteban.
East Coast Westaban. Good people. He gave us a mushroom marble, a canica.
Ooh.
And you know, it's funny. I used to play marbles when I was a kid.
I had a bag.
Yeah. I used to play marbles.
There's
I
a
had a
correlation.
cat's eyes and
Yeah.
or tiger's eye.
I used to play in Mexico. We played canicas. And it'd be like, herido, grave y muerto. So, like, that's what you play. You have to hit their marble 3 times to kill them.
Yes.
And then you take their shit. or
Yep, and then
whatever.
you get the marble.
Yeah, and then we play tazos, too. Tazos are pogs. And the way you get the pogs is you have to eat bags of chips. So I was a fat little motherfucker in Mexico, you know?
You're like, I had all the
I
pies.
had a nice collection, but I was bad at
They're
it.
soldiers for war.
The Mexicans in the
Like
village, those motherfuckers had, you know, they're just more agile. They were a little bit more athletic than us, you know. We're from America. We eat
We're fat and
McDonald's.
slow.
I wasn't necessarily like on
no dogs
Pee-wee
chasing you.
football. I was just a kid playing Pokemon. These kids were like, you know, up early, doing shit, walking to school and shit. Yeah.
Feeding chickens and shit. Yeah.
So
Getting yelled at. Yeah.
they're built differently. You know what I mean? Fuck yeah, man.
That's too funny.
What's up with this Kraken deal over here? What's Kraken seeds?
Yeah, the bearded Kraken. That's my partner up at our farms. He's one of the lead gardeners, and you know, we're always encouraging him to do breeding stuff, and he makes really good selections. Some of our best gear has actually come from him, so he's decided to share some of his stuff with the world. He's actually got some Shishkaberry crosses.
Yeah, Shishkaberry just won first place at Legends of Hash, so that's a terp you might want to explore via Kraken seeds.
How
for
crazy is this one? And we got it crossed with the Pink Lemonade, which is the one that I used and won up at the Moth. So you got like the last 2 events, the champions, and we already got them in seed form. And that's not. It's just because you know what's good.
That's
you know, and
literally-
you're looking down the road at what you want to put together, and when you can have that kind of foresight. So these are available for people right now, and you know, you can tap in and get involved with some of the cool new terps that
something
are out there lighting it up.
A breath of fresh air on the, you know, ease back on the papayas and the GMOs. Go get you some of this. I like to describe this Shishkaberry as kind of like a fruit basket. It's like but it's got a funk on it. It's kind of peachy, melony. It's just hard to put your finger on it. I really enjoy it, and I grew some out too, and smoked even more of it. And yeah, the Shishkaberry really checks out.
Yeah, it's got that funk, that little bit of funk. It only takes a little.
And your pink lemonade that you showed me smells crazy. It smells like a fucking grape Jolly Rancher.
It's a really good one, and I've had that one actually throw some purple 6-star too.
Grape Jolly Rancher. You heard it here first, motherfuckers.
Boom.
I used to love Jolly Ranchers.
So go get you that Shishkaberry grape Jolly Rancher thing going on over here, baby.
Yeah, I get a lot of grapefruit off the pink lemonade myself.
Yep.
And I think that the 6-star, as good as the rosin is, the 6-star's just got an extra note that doesn't survive being rosin. So if you can find that pink lemonade 6-star, and it's a fast plant. The pink lemonade, I mean, indoors it's done in 50 days. Outdoors it's pretty quick too, but it's not as hardy outdoors. It doesn't take weather very well.
Why is your melt so good?
Yeah, man. Why is your melt so good?
There's a lot to it, right? Mm-hmm. Big up the farmer, right? So we're doing a good job farming it. I think that structurally, and the integrity, the health of our plants is high because we're using microbes. You know, natural farming. There's a part of that, you know, whether you're talking financially or whatever, but the aspect to me that is the most beneficial is that the structure of the plant wall, right? The cellular structure of these plants, the way that they're being built with the microbes, they're just stronger. They hold up better in the water, and that just translates to a higher quality hash, you know. And then we've got great genetics on top of it. So once you start compounding those things, you know, you end up out in front.
No doubt.
And, there's a lot of people doing really good work. And I smelled some really great terps at the Legends. But I also can taste some of the grow-wood methodologies. And so I think I tend to go towards stuff that's been naturally farmed. And you see guys winning that are they're not pouring a lot of stuff on their plants. Do less. I think that's the name of the game. If you're
less
supposed to be a
is
farmer.
more.
If you can do it with less, that's kind of the ultimate goal.
That's what I found.
God damn.
I remember stepping on Instagram, and especially the cannabis Instagram scene, and going into like hydroponic stores and thinking I needed all these things just to grow pot. And as time goes by, it's like what works for me now is just like a well-built soil and just throw the plant in there and keep it pushing.
Yeah, I actually got really angry when I realized like I can make these things at home. And it takes, because we grow up in this different kind of culture, right? And everything is from the store and in a bottle, and we're really trained to look at, wow, that one was made just for Purple Kush. I'm going to grow the best Purple Kush ever because it's got a purple elephant on the jar, But, in actuality, the people that are making those jars, they're trying to mimic nature, right? So if you can understand how to just get it from nature, you don't have to go buy the jar. You don't have to go buy the thing that's trying to be the thing that you already have access to. That just seems so backwards to me. Yep. And then you get a degraded product. That's how Mason and I made our links really. I had a buddy of mine, the Ferment Alchemist, turn me on. He was like, bro, this guy he's out in Compton and he's making memes and he loves Master Cho. And I was like, all right, what up? And I sought you out, and it was on, and since then we've always had this really, really great relationship of, just being able to talk and share ideas and, but, wanting to go down that road and explore natural farming and how you can do it better and how you can make a higher grade product. I mean, man, when I was in college, the hippie kids had the best weed. Mm-hmm. When the dude walked into the party with the dreadlocks, it was like, oh shit, I got to get to that dude and get it before everybody else does. It wasn't the little hustlers that had the best weed. They just didn't. They had the work.
What turned me to natural farming was just being broke as fuck. Like, I am not buying any of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you could do it with scraps and fucking
some chicken
rice
shit.
And fucking this and that. We're going to figure it out. But yeah, it's crazy to see how far natural farming has gone in Instagram too. I remember like there was only 10 dudes that did it, and now it's like everybody and their mom's a master.
I went to Chris Trump's class out in Idaho, which was scary. And I get there and I realize halfway through the first morning that Chris Trump doesn't realize who his audience is. He thinks he's here teaching a bunch of farmers how to grow better potatoes. And more than half of the class is weed guys. Yep. And I pulled him aside the first break, and I'm like, I know this is weird because Idaho's like illegal. Like you can't even have a pipe. You're going to get thrown in the pokey. Yep. And I don't think he really understood where this whole thing was going. And, his mission at that time was really, about teaching farmers how to grow food and stuff. And I think the weed thing kind of was a detour for him. But, we rushed to him. We had that consciousness and we thought, wow, could be really powerful and we want to learn it. Yeah. And it just caught a fire, like a huge fire.
I learned from Chris Trump too. I was very glad to be a part of that 5-day intensive course. And,
what does that look like?
You get a room somewhere.
It looks like Montessori class.
And you just hang out somewhere for 8 hours a day and meet new people and just practice and talk about natural farming for 5 days.
He's one of the best teachers I've ever had. And I went to college and I had some really good professors, and he's like top notch. And he basically breaks down, he'll give you kind of the history of where it came from and the whole idea behind it. And then he goes through all the basics, tenets of the natural farming and all the inputs, and then you're going to practice making them. And some of them you start, and then by the end of the class, they've started fermenting, or you've made trap, all kinds of cool
smell
stuff.
Shit, you touch shit, very hands-on.
It's hands-on. It's hands-on.
You make an IMO pile that stands for indigenous microorganisms, and you taste fermented fish, fucking all types of shit. It's just a cool class.
And by the way, this stuff isn't just for your plants. One of the kind of the easiest input is the labs, lactic acid bacteriums, right? And you make this using rice water and then some milk. And it is a very, you can go look it up, Chris Trump, look up his YouTube thing. I won't explain it here, but it's super powerful medicine. If you're having stomach problems or health issues, Crohn's, IBS, it's super powerful medicine. So, it's not just for your plants, it's for humans too. Helps you break down things and uptake nutrients.
Dude, I am like, you've been seeing me these past couple of days, dude. I'm toughing it out over here. I don't know what is in that tea, but it's like giving me like if I want to throw up. So you guys get your conversation going.
Yeah, do your thing.
Talk about something, Frank. You got to cover me today.
Hilarious.
Give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna go recoup. Okay.
I told him to get up and I was trying to give him the eye early. He's looking a little peaked.
Oh man, that's wild. All right, cool. Just go take a damn. That's what. So it's interesting. So I'm like, so my wife's father used to be a big stoner back in the day, and now he's got like, he's not a square, but he's like very much like he's got like a real job, all this stuff. Then when he retires, he wants to get back into it, and so I set him aside some seeds that Edgar's given me, but my wife's mom retired, so she's starting to grow a little bit. So she's starting to get into it, and it's very, very fun to see her like have a backyard and like try to plant a seed and like pop it, and it's fun. It's a good like little thing to see her like work on.
I got all kinds of aunties and uncles now that I hook up with seeds, and they got a little plant in the backyard.
Yeah,
and I heard I don't know who to attribute it to, but they had said popping a seed is a hopeful endeavor.
Yeah.
Because there's no guarantees, and you put this little seedling in, and you get it wet, and you hope it sprouts, you hope it germinates, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But just starting with that premise, that it's a hopeful endeavor, that's kind of a cool thing when you think about it.
Yeah, my wife is really into plants, but I feel like growing up, I feel like I've very spiritual people in my life have always been into like gardening, and because I feel like it is like a hopeful endeavor, and it is very therapeutic being able to like.
Why do we feel so at home in those spaces? My garden is that is my happy place. I try to be there as much as possible. I get my kids out there. They farm with me. They get dirty with me. It's us connecting to where we came from, right?
Yeah.
We came from the earth.
Yeah.
We came from the dirt and the dust. It's biblical. It says it in the Bible even, and science has proven it. If not for this layer of dust on the planet, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to get your hands reconnected with it in the strange world where you get lost in all this madness and everything. I'll turn off your TV and go plant the seed and get in your garden and watch it. Watch it all the time. It's just it's.
Do you
really
grow
dope.
anything else besides weed, like fruit, vegetables, all that stuff?
Oh, all of it.
Oh no way.
All of it. So on my little farm. We've got the rec farm, and we do all kinds of stuff there as well. But on my little farm, it's actually smaller than an acre, just under an acre. And I have got strawberry ground cover. Ooh. I have got Asian pears. I've got a heritage Bartledge pear. I've got raspberries, Marion berries, Logan berries, cherry trees, pie cherry trees. I've got 4 different fig trees. Apple trees, plum trees.
Damn.
And we're just adding and adding
no
blueberry
time,
bushes,
huh? Yeah.
and a big elderberry tree. My wife collects the elderberries and then cooks them down to make syrup. That was Hippocrates.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors take the Hippocratic oath. It's
Yeah.
like the founder of medicine. His medicine was elderberry syrup, and you can mix that with the blueberries. You don't want to eat them raw. You want to cook it. Great medicine. We give it to our kids. So, the idea of being able to feed ourselves off our land is always like foremost in our mind, and caring for that land, because it gives us the greatest health.
Mm-hmm.
When you're growing on your property like that, you're getting food that is powered by microbes, and often in cases like I go out in the mornings when I'm farming in the summertime and I've got lettuce and berries, I'm just picking them right off and eating them. I'm not even washing them. And I'm inoculating my own system, my own stomach with the microbes, right? The same microbes that are out there in the soil and making it alive are the same ones that are in your stomach. and they're also the same ones that are on the berries. And so if you can ingest those, it's great for your health, right? If you're buying them from the store, right, they go through all these different protocols to keep you safe.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of those protocols to keep you safe kill microbes. And a lot of the ways that people are commercially farming our food is devoid of microbes.
Yeah.
You know, it's a nutrient film technique, it's a salt technique, but it's not a microbial exchange, which means that you don't have the nutrient density in your food, and that's what your body needs.
Yeah.
It's a whole rabbit hole you can get into, and really, man, it's amazing. It's cool.
I feel like I'm talking to my mom. This sounds like some shit she tells me all the time.
Do you have low energy?
Me? Yeah, now. But
Lots of
also,
people get this low energy thing,
Yeah.
right? And doctors will say, go get B12 shots, which, you know, there's maybe nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's natural remedies for that.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah,
Eat a piece of raw kale.
Yeah.
And when it gets to your stomach, the microbe that breaks down kale will take his little piece of kale and burrow himself into your intestinal lining. And as he's breaking that kale down, he's releasing B12.
Ooh.
So now your energy is going to come up.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. It's so simple.
It's also so simple that it almost seems ridiculous in the sense that the way that everyone's been raised so much, they're just like, yeah, if you eat a certain thing, if you put a certain thing in your body, something will happen, and it will be good or bad.
Yeah.
And if you eat vegetables and stuff like that, or just good organic fruit or vegetables, it has a better reaction than something that is, you know, commercially processed and has preservatives
That's
or whatever
it.
to
That's
like
it. You
be
know,
sold across country and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
And if you care so much about what you're going to feed your plants and what you're putting into your body,
Yeah.
you know, lots of high grade hash connoisseurs, we were only taking in the highest grade stuff. You know, feed yourself
Imagine
well and
extending
feed your
that to-
plants
yeah,
well,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, it's all interrelated.
Yeah, yeah. It's so funny how people that grow weed are eventually gonna just make everyone a little bit healthier.
Dude, I was dying.
Yeah, what happened? You okay?
Dude, I'm 1,000 times better. I don't know what was in that tea. It felt like if they brewed a flower bouquet and just fed it to me.
It just didn't sit well with you.
Bro, that shit was it tasted like if I grabbed air freshener and just
Is it the same one I'm drinking?
nah, way
Jadam,
different,
bro. They
bro.
jadammed you.
That they too much fucking ferment in that one, my guy. I feel way better now,
Oh, that's
man.
good.
I was like right here,
I was
like
killing it, dog.
I'm
Yeah.
like I'm not like high. I'm not.
I looked at you. I saw your eyeball twitching, and you were getting pale. I'm glad you said something
Oh
because
my
I don't
God.
know, it sound weird, but
We're back.
smoke them if you got them.
You know, that's funny because like I dab a lot before I got, fucking a little down and out. But like, there's this weird thing where like I know like sometimes I do a dab. It's really unhealthy. You guys probably shouldn't do this, but like I drink my coffee first in the morning.
Yeah.
I drink a lot of coffee. I'm talking about 24 ounces. And then I take a hot dab. And it's like a tornado. Like,
Well, dude, caffeine and THC.
I gotta stop doing that. I'm gonna tell you, I get like anxiety. My armpits start just stanking.
yeah.
And like my wife's looking at me. My kids are like ready to go off to school, and then, and it's
like-
kicking in, and I'm like, "Don't miss the bus." It's
You're
like-
like, why is dad sweaty all of a sudden?
then they're out and it's quiet, and I'm left there shaking.
Oh, and I go, oh shit. And my daughter, she's 2. She goes, oh shit. And we're like,
Listen, there's nothing funnier than a kid cussing. It is so funny.
so like something will fall. Oh shit. And I'm like, oh. And it's not because we like cuss. It's because I'm dabbing. And, like we don't talk that vulgar, you know?
Yeah,
what I
that's always
mean?
the small things they pick up on. One of my wife's favorite stories to tell, it's like the family story they tell, is that one day her dad was sitting in the living room, and my wife, when she was like a kid, was like, she had her doll or something. She dropped it, and she goes, oh, shit. And then like they were like, what? And like the whole family stopped. She was like, what? And she was like, oh, shit. And they're just like, huh? She's like, oh, shit, like mommy. And then apparently her mom would always like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like, would always- and so her mom was sitting there like, I have no idea where she got that from. And then she was like mommy, oh, shit. And she was like, oh, shit, she was making stuff up.
Speaking of like kids and families and my 2-year-old, you have like a nice family. And I remember one time you said like, a lot of these breeders don't even have kids.
Yeah, so-called breeders.
Such a funny thing to say.
I've been a breeder since I was 18. You know what I mean?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
When did you start breeding?
Oh man,
This is my newest strain, Lisa.
I'm a very selective breeder.
Me too.
You know, I went and found myself a very exotic, special one before I did that, and you know, I got a keeper. You got to find a keeper. Find a keeper before you start breeding. You don't want to just be breeding with any old kind of work out there. You don't know what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a very lucky guy. I lucked out.
You were blessed. You batting
and
out of your league.
It shows. You know. Yeah. Shout out my beautiful wife, Diana.
Yeah, I mean, like honesty, like I think I was talking to Nicotee about that. You know, like you're not really fully a king until you have a queen. You know, and it's her that really gives you the crown. You know, and I think about my wife. My wife can disable my shit. You know, with a word.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or a look.
She knows.
You know, and all of a sudden, I don't give a fuck about any of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh shit. You know, like my whole world would just collapse.
Yeah.
And you know, that's you know, we've got just a strong relationship like that. You know, and so I just always try to humble myself. Try to say yes a lot, and
that's why we click too. We're like regular, like ethical, morally obligated people.
You know, it's not a
married guys.
It's not a complicated game. You know, it's not even about, you know, like, I don't know. It's not complicated, you know, just
I mingle and I know people, and like I think I get it, you know, like this is a regular, not stress-free, as control as I can possibly be with my life. You know, and I just you know, love
has got to be at the center of everything that we're doing, and you know, I for me, you know, God is at the center of me and my life and my family, and you know, we love God, God loves us, and then we love ourselves and we love each other. And I teach my kids to keep it really simple, the golden rule, you know, treat others the way you want to be treated. It's not treat others the way that they treat you. Treat others the way that you want to be treated, you know. And in cases where somebody might be having a bad time, instead of snapping back, you know, you can just say, hey, it's cool, what's going on, you know. It's how we respond. It conditions our responses to things a little better, and it's easy to teach the kids that. But and my little ones, I've got 4 of them, right? My oldest one, she's 13. Holy cow. And she's a little queen. She's looking like her mom. She's tall. She conned me into letting her cut her dreadlocks. Well, I couldn't. I felt really bad, you know, saying you can't, you know. So what I did was I said, I believe in rites of passage, and I think that our generation is really missing that. I was really blessed in my family. We had all kinds of cool rites of passage. So I want to pass that to my daughters. So I said, you know, when you reach a certain age, you can make that decision, you know. So I let her, and it's hard because it's junior high, and it's part of our, you know, everybody in my family's got dreads. My wife, all my kids. But I let her, and you know, it was difficult. But you got to let them make some choices and explore. And if she wants to put them back on later, she can. And she knows that it's not the dread on her head, but the love in her heart that makes her a Rasta. And she, you know, but Iris is 9, and she is crazy, like spirited, smart. She's like a genius. She is reading like grade levels above where she's at, and she's very special, you know. Not that they're not all special, but she's got something something different to her.
Yeah, they all got
she plays the violin.
One's a goalie, one's a kicker, you know. Everyone's got their specialty.
I love that. There's also just something so funny to me about like the growing pains of a family that's, you know, with dreadlocks is like she wants to, you know what I mean?
Our thing right now is he wants to grow his hair, and I'll threaten him. He'll be like acting up, and I'll be like, "We're gonna go cut your hair."
It's so funny.
But I won't. Like that's fucked up, you know.
My family would not. I mean, I don't have any hair now, which sucks. But when I was in high school and I did have long hair, I used to be able to have it down to my shoulders. And I remember all my uncles, they'd all make fun of me. They'd be like, "You fucking, you know, fucking girl," like just talking shit and stuff.
My dad wouldn't let me.
I used to have.
My dad was a barber.
You know, it was just a whole thing, man. So it's like, yeah. and then my mom would always want me to shave it. And I'm like, dude, like she put me in cornrows once. Yeah.
Can you find that picture for us?
No.
Pull it up.
Thank God.
Pull
Are
it
you
up.
kidding me? I'd fucking lose every job.
Could you put that on screen,
Even as
Robin?
she was putting even as she was putting them in, I was like, this is gonna bite me in the ass 10 years later.
Someone Photoshop cornrows. I'm supposed to get cornrows.
Yeah, Mace owes me some cornrows.
What?
He lost the
Yeah.
bet a long time ago.
That's so fucking
We'll say that
funny.
anyways.
There's something funny. There's something funny about putting some. Yeah. That's it's so funny.
Dude, can you see the difference in life?
What?
I was dead before I left, dude.
Yeah.
I was right here like, all right, I got to tough it out, you know?
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I
Sometimes
just needed
Did
to.
you yak it up?
Dude, I burped like weirdly as soon as I stepped out the door, and then like Exorcist Volume 4.
Some of those herbs are not.
Bro, that herb,
They're not good.
it might have been good for like expelling demons, but besides that,
They're
that's
like,
it.
oh, you didn't want the number 9? You wanted the number 6. Yeah, the number 9's the throw up drink. It's how we make everyone skinny around here in Hollywood.
Oh my God, that's literally what happened.
They're like, oh, you ordered the influencer drink. That's my bad. We meant you want something little to wake you up.
Jesus,
He
man.
was hoping for something a little
Anyone
less
on a
bulimic.
Yeah.
anyone that's on a diet, go order the number 9 on Alex Avenue. You'll lose 2 fucking pounds off
Oh my
rip.
God.
Badness.
Today was a lot of fun. It was a good turnout. Today was a lot of fun. It was cool seeing all the people show up. People that like watch the podcast and like listen in the room while they do stuff, which was really cool to see. People were talking about listening to us in the garden and stuff, so that was cool.
That's what's up, man. The podcast is really picking up. I'm seeing a lot of people leave like really uplifting comments, and it's it's really just going, man. I appreciate all the viewers, and it's just dope. I'm so glad we got to have Kai on here. I wish I wasn't out of commission as much. I wish I was 100, but I still
We'll
did.
come back and do it again. But
Yeah,
this is
Kai is
good.
always
Cool.
in town. We're always linking up. We're always hanging out. But thank you so much, man, Kaya. The melt you brought, it's fucking amazing. It's amazing.
Thank you.
It's really good melt. It's fucking gassy. It's cushy. I thank you for blessing the world
This is
with
a lot
your
of fun.
talents, man. Shout out the whole fucking Pacific Northwest.
Hey,
crews.
shout out Sherlock Holmes. We did these little the little collab there. He did the
I
Millie
made
with
sure
the
to grab
Roots
some
Bear.
of
Yeah,
those.
Darby Holmes' son. He's doing awesome work there in Southern Oregon. And yeah, man, it was cool. This was a good time. Lots of good company, good people.
I love your hat too, by the way. God damn.
What's
So
up with that
this-
hat? I keep hearing people talk about your hat.
This hat was gifted to me by my good friend Dean up in Smoke Northwest. He's up there. He's got his
That's
cool little
really sick.
fire stand.
Handmade?
Yes. So when they harvest the cedar trees, they don't just go and like cut the whole tree down, right? Traditionally, what they would do is they would pick one, and they had to be so far apart from each other, so you couldn't just go attack an area, right? They'd want them to spread apart, and they basically cut a piece of the bark off and skin it down. And it actually takes like a year to make the hat. So they got to take the bark off, and then they dry it and tan it, and then they believe like they wet it again, and it's kind of this whole process of making it more pliable. And then she weaves the whole thing together. It's cedar, and if it gets wet, the cedar will swell and make it a little more tight. She can do like baseball style caps like yours. I should get you one made. I might do that. All kinds. She did all kinds of styles, but yeah. So this is
I wear hats now.
coastal Salish.
Have you noticed that? I wear hats now.
Yeah.
Every day.
Is it because you're losing hair?
I'm losing a little hair.
Let me see. Let's
Nope.
do the update. Let's see the hair update.
Not yet.
You're not Frank Castillo yet?
I'm gonna be Larry David eventually.
Shit.
I think that's where I'm headed. Imagine Larry Smoker.
Smoker David? No. Larry Toker.
I could do that. That's Larry David's shtick.
Oh, hilarious.
I could do that. That's not too hard.
I just want to say that your version of this mustache is a lot better than Clutch's.
Oh my God, he has he looks like he's taking a shit just because he has that mustache. How do you look like
Does
you're
he-
taking a shit all the time?
Does he have like fat cop face?
It's so greasy. It's nasty.
Oh my God. Do you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, I can guess.
Dude, it's disgusting.
Well, I think it was because he was out here and he had the beard and he got some sunshine and then he went back wherever he is and he shaved it off, so it's like discolored a little bit too. I don't know.
It's so nasty. He's got some dysmorphia, fungal disease going on back here. Got you, Clutch.
We got to get him some Kush creams. Fix that right up.
We need something. We need a number 9 for that neck. You know.
You're fucking the worst.
I need to expel some demons from that neck, son.
Bro, yeah, the back of his neck looks like it got cursed. You know?
Yeah, no doubt. It got hexed by a Haitian somewhere. We're on your neck, Clutch. Literally.
Oh my god. Someone burnt a voodoo doll of him.
Jesus, poor guy.
We're so mean.
You got roasted, Clutch.
All right.
On Big Dog's podcast.
Hey, Clutch is a hustler. I'll give him that.
Yeah, hey, Clutch is.
I like his energy.
I'm Team
He
Clutch.
pushes it.
I'm Team Clutch, but he knows just how he dishes it.
That's right.
He gotta
That's
take
right. You
it.
got to be careful.
You got to take it.
Be careful with
so.
the face
Every
like
time
that.
every time I pop into the live, he's like, Frank Fat, smelly belly button. I'm like, how do you know my belly button's smelly, dog? You ain't here smelling my belly button?
Oh, that's the worst. You ever like shower, do your whole thing, and you just forgot to hit the belly button?
The
I
pico.
hop right back in that motherfucker, dog. I'll be like, oh, get back in there.
Sometimes I'll be like, what? Yeah. My wife will catch me, like, you know, because we're guys, we check our smells. She'll catch me checking the smell. She'll be like, what are you doing? I'm like, you don't do this? She's like, no, I'm a regular person.
Oh, man, my son, we got to check him he fights every night. Take a shower. I don't want to. And then he'll go in there and he'll come out, you know, and he's like splashed water. You didn't shower. And then he'll like, yeah, I did. And come here, let me smell you.
Yeah. Like,
No.
it smells like ass. Yeah.
Man, thank you so much for coming down, Kaya, man. I'm glad we got to talk about just normal shit. Did it feel like a normal, like,
oh, this is fun.
like we just sat down?
chill, right?
Yeah,
Just
Frank's cool.
We didn't talk about freeze or how you're too much regurgitating regenerative
No, that
talk.
was good. But I do want to give a shout out to Dragonfly Earth Medicine
Let's
and the
give a shout
Dempure
out.
family guys. That did the release with us here. So Moongazer Farms, Heart Rock Mountain, Green Source Gardens, Stayfly Farms.
Jesus.
These are all Dempure farms that have done this coffee collab stuff. We've got their seeds available, and I just want to big them up. We're going to be headed up there tomorrow, actually, to go to the hive gathering for the Dempure farmers, and just big those guys up for being inspiring and doing the work right and loving the land and taking care of each other in a good way.
Someone's got to do that, you know, or else we're all just going to become robots. Plastic robots.
Yeah. Look at the long game where you want to be.
Beep, boop, beep, beep,
you
boop. All right, thank you for coming,
LA's
man.
got plenty robots.
You guys make sure you support Masonic Smoker Podcast, Patreon. Shout out Central Valley Garden Supply for, you know, hooking us up right here. And MasonicSeeds.co, go tap in. We got the original 5-packs for 100. What's your seed site? How do they get seeds from you?
Tap in at the Northwest 47. That's the NW47@gmail.com. You can pick us up at Neptune Seed Bank, Seeds Here Now, Goose Seed Bank in Canada, Attic 365 in Paris, the Green Affiliate in South Africa. We're Roots Worldwide, man. You can find us all over the world.
There you guys go. Frank, you want to plug anything?
Frank Castillo, catch me at the Comedy Store. New episodes of Peaked on YouTube. Check that out. Me and JP covering rosin, talking shit, hanging out with comics. Good to see you guys.
Go follow Peaked on YouTube. Peace.
That's it, baby. Oh, you are tough. Bro. I was watching your eyeball twitch. You said that. I'm like, oh my God, dude, your eyeball's twitching. You felt it. You seen it twitching. You know.
I did.